you got that, that's fine. If you want me to let you recall this again, then client is calling in abc.com. abc.com is bounded with the IP address of server. That server has application, and that application have .html. Server also have web.xml, through which index.html is getting represented on the client side as HTTP response. And when that happens, client is providing some data and click on add button, then that data is traveling through HTTP request to the client server machine, where web.xml is configuring the relationship between HTML and servlet. For what form action which servlet have to be get called, that is getting configured through web.xml. So client click on the add button, call this form action test2 in HTML, that travels through HTTP request to the server, then it comes to the web.xml. Web.xml is accepting that form action as URL pattern and calling the corresponding servlet, and in servlet we are extracting the parameters, the data that is coming through HTTP request, and this extraction through the HTTP request is done through the method which is available inside HttpServletRequest. So through the request we are getting the values, through the method getParameter we are storing this value in string, and then we have getWriter method in HttpServletResponse. We get this method in reference out, and through this out we are calling this println method, and we are giving in parameter this value which is getting flushed to the client side, and in the browser, web browser of the client, we are getting this output. So this is how we used to extract the data from the HTTP request, response back, and how we response back the data through the server to the client side. So now let's run this application one more time. Okay. So client is getting this response of HTML page. Client provided 4 and 1, and we have to click on add. So let's do one more thing. Let's add these two numbers. To do so, this is returning string. GetParameter is returning string. Let's convert that into integer so we can add those both numbers. So to do so, we have integer class. In integer class we have parseInt method, and inside this parseInt method we will provide this method that is returning string, and let's convert this into int, and this happens. This works well. Let me copy paste. You can try to do by typing. I don't recommend you to copy paste unless you become expert or get some kind of experience. So when we have integer right here, let's make another integer value 3 that is going to add value 1, value 2, and let's return only one value, which is value 3. So this is how. There is nothing more that you have to learn in servlet in order to build logic. You get the parameter is returning in string value. Always it is going to return in string value. Whatever you are going to provide here is going to be of type string. You converted through this method of integer class pass int into the int. You added both numbers, and in response, which is of HttpServletResponse, in response you are responding this variable. So this is going to get printed on the client side by traveling through the HTTP response. Let me run this one, or maybe it will work without restarting. Just refresh this. 4, 1, it have to give 5. It is giving 5. So we built a little logic, we extracted data, we responded back data to the client, we configured relationship between HTML and servlet,